You ever sit alone at night, staring at the ceiling, asking yourself why your life isn't where you thought it would be? You ever wonder why you work hard but still feel broke, still feel stuck, still feel like you're losing? Let me tell you the truth, your problem isn't the economy, your job, or your boss. Your problem is you, more specifically your emotions. You are not broke because the world is unfair. You are broke because you let anger, fear, frustration, and sadness control your decisions. Every time you get emotional, you throw away money, and not just money, but opportunity, respect, and power. Today, I'm going to tell you a truth that can change your entire life. Control your mood, and you control your money. Every time you lose your temper, every time you panic, every time you get sad and quit early, you're paying a price. Think about how many people lose thousands because they let their emotions decide for them. The man who sells his stocks in fear when the market dips, then watches it recover and soar without him. The entrepreneur who gives up on a business because it feels too hard, just before it was about to work. The man who argues with his boss, storms out, and loses a paycheck. It's not the world that stole from him. It's not the market. It's not luck. It's his emotions that robbed him. You can't build an empire if you get emotional every time life hits you. You can't create wealth if your moods change every hour. The market doesn't care if you're angry. Opportunities don't care if you're sad. Business doesn't stop for your bad day. Control your mood and suddenly you have leverage. You become the calm man in a storm. And the calm man in a storm is the one who leads, who decides, who profits. Let me break something to you. Most people are emotional slaves. They wake up happy, then see a negative comment online, and their whole day is ruined. They get stuck in traffic, lose their patience, and bring that anger into work, where it poisons their performance. They feel sad for a few days and stop showing up for the gym, stop working on their business, stop calling clients, and then they ask why their life isn't changing. Listen carefully. Discipline is stronger than motivation, and control is stronger than emotion. The man who can feel fear but still invest smartly, feel anger but still negotiate with a clear head, feel pain but still show up to work, that man is dangerous. That man is rare, and that man gets rich. Your brain wants comfort. Your emotions want instant pleasure. But wealth is not built on comfort. Wealth is built on discipline, delayed gratification, calm decision, making under pressure. You think the most successful people never feel scared. You think they never feel stress. They feel it. They just don't bow to it. They act despite it. Emotional control isn't magic, it's a skill you train every single day. Pause before you react. The next time something triggers you, do nothing. Stop, breathe, give it 30 seconds. You'll be shocked how many bad decisions are prevented by 30 seconds of silence. Train your body, train your mind. Physical training builds mental control. The man who can push through one more set when his muscles are burning can also push through one more hour of work when his mind is tired. Stop complaining every time you complain. You teach yourself to focus on emotions instead of solutions. Life is hard. Shut up and solve it. Practice emotional detachment. Learn to watch your feelings like you're watching a movie. You are not your anger. You are not your sadness. You are the one controlling it. Delay gratification when you want to spend money impulsively. Wait 24 hours. Most of your bad purchases will disappear when you wait. These steps seem small, but stack them every day, and you will be unstoppable. Let's talk about the most dangerous emotions for your financial future. Anger makes you burn bridges, ruin deals, and destroy partnerships. Fear keeps you from taking calculated risks that could make you rich. Sadness makes you lazy, makes you stop, makes you hide from opportunities. Jealousy distracts you from building your own life because you're too busy watching someone else's. Pride stops you from learning, from admitting mistakes, from adapting. Every time one of these emotions controls you, money leaves your pocket. You want to know who wins in business? The calm man. When everyone else panics, he stays steady. When everyone else argues, he listens. When everyone else is distracted, he's focused. That's why he ends up with the deal. That's why he ends up with the opportunity. That's why he ends up with the money. People trust the man who is unshaken. People follow the man who is composed. And wealth flows to the man who has a clear mind. Listen, life will hit you. People will betray you. The market will crash. Relationships will end. You will have bad days. But if you can control your mood, if you can stay calm, stay disciplined, stay focused, there is nothing life can take from you that you can't rebuild. Control your mood, and you control your mind. Control your mind, and you control your decisions. Control your decisions, and you control your money. This is not just about money. This is about power. Because the man who controls himself is the man no one can control. So stop letting feelings run your life. Stop letting moods decide your destiny. Stop letting emotions keep you broke. Be the calm man in the storm. Be the man no one can shake. Be the man who thinks clearly when everyone else loses their head. Because when you control your mood, you control your money. And when you control your money, you control your future. Most people think losing control is just about yelling, getting angry, or being upset for a while. They think it's harmless, that it just blows over. But the truth is, every time you lose control of your emotions, you pay a price, and that price is far greater than you realize. You don't just lose your temper, you lose money, respect, and power. People remember how you react when things go wrong more than they remember how you act when things are easy. When you lose control, you show weakness, and weakness costs you opportunities. Think about it. A man who panics in business sells his investments too soon and loses profit. A man who gets angry at his boss quits his job without a plan and struggles for months. A man who lets fear control him never takes the risk that could have changed his life. All because he couldn't control his mood for 5 minutes. You see, life is not kind to people who can't keep themselves in check. Life punishes them. The world respects the man who is calm, collected, and rational even in chaos. When the storm comes, the man who can stay calm is the one who can steer the ship. The man who screams, who panics, who cries, who hides, he sinks. You think emotions are harmless. Count how many times anger has made you say something you regret. Count how many times sadness has kept you in bed when you should have been working. Count how many times fear has kept you from making a decision that could have made you money. Your emotions have been stealing from you your entire life, stealing your time, your energy, your focus, your chances. When you are emotional, you stop thinking clearly. You stop using logic. You start making decisions based on impulse instead of strategy. And impulsive decisions are expensive. Ask anyone who has blown up their savings because they were stressed, gambled because they were desperate, cheated because they were angry, or quit because they were hurt. Losing control costs you everything. You want to be rich, you want to be powerful, you want to win, then you cannot afford to lose control. You cannot afford to let your moods decide what you do. The man who cannot control himself will never control his life. And the man who cannot control his life will never control his money. Your emotions are a test. Every time something goes wrong, the universe is asking you one question: can you stay calm? Because the calm man is the one who sees clearly. The calm man is the one who sees the opportunity everyone else is too blind to see. The calm man is the one who walks away with the win. Control your mood or watch your future slip through your fingers. Emotional discipline is the most underrated form of power in the world, and yet it's the one thing that separates the men who win from the men who lose. People think money is all about intelligence, degrees, or luck. It isn't. Money flows to the man who stays calm, who stays focused, who refuses to be ruled by emotion when everyone else is falling apart. Emotional discipline is not just about feeling good, it's about making decisions that keep you on the path to winning, even when everything inside you wants to quit. When you can control your emotions, you stop being a slave to impulses. You stop being reactive. You stop making decisions based on what feels good right now and start making decisions based on what will feel good in 5 years. That's the difference between the man who spends money recklessly when he's happy and broke when he's sad, and the man who builds wealth steadily no matter what mood he's in. Emotional discipline lets you keep stacking wins while everyone else is stuck in a loop of emotional highs and lows. Money is not emotional. Business is not emotional. The market doesn't care if you're tired, sad, or angry. Your emotions do not move the world forward, your actions do. And when you allow your emotions to control your actions, you sabotage your own progress. Discipline allows you to show up consistently. It keeps you working when you don't feel like it. It keeps you investing when you're scared. It keeps you patient when you're tempted to rush. Emotional discipline is the bridge between chaos and clarity. Think about the great opportunities you've missed because you acted on emotion. The job interview you didn't show up for because you felt lazy. The business call you canceled because you weren't in the mood. The investment you didn't make because you were scared. You didn't just lose money in those moments, you lost years of growth. Every decision based on emotion costs you something. Emotional discipline stops that cycle and starts a new one. When you master emotional discipline, you become untouchable. Someone insults you, you don't waste energy on revenge, you keep building. The market drops, you don't panic sell. You hold steady and profit later. Life throws pain at you, you don't collapse, you push through and get stronger. Emotional discipline doesn't just protect your money, it multiplies it. Because you're no longer throwing away time, energy, and opportunities over feelings that will be gone tomorrow. The man with emotional discipline owns his life. He owns his decisions. He owns his money. And when you own those 3 things, no one can control you. That's real power. That's freedom. You can't buy that kind of power. You earn it by controlling yourself every single day until control becomes who you are. Most people think emotional control is something you're either born with or you're not. They believe some men are just naturally calm, naturally strong, naturally unshaken. That's a lie. Emotional control is a skill, a muscle, something you train and build every single day. The reason most people are emotional wrecks is because they've been training their entire life to be slaves to their feelings. They've trained themselves to quit when they're sad, to panic when they're scared, to explode when they're angry. But just like you can train weakness, you can train strength, and it starts with small daily actions that force you to choose discipline over emotion. The first step to mastering your mood is awareness. Most people don't even notice when their emotions take over. They just react. Someone insults them, they snap back. Something bad happens, they shut down. If you want control, you have to see the moment it happens. You have to catch yourself in the split second where you're about to explode, about to quit, about to make a stupid decision. That's when you stop, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, I control this, not my emotions. The second step is deliberate discomfort. You can't master your mood living in comfort. You need to face situations that push you past your limits, because that's where emotions are strongest. Cold showers, brutal workouts, fasting, waking up early, all these things train you to stay calm when your mind is screaming. The man who can push through pain on purpose is the man who can push through pain when life surprises him. Third, control your environment. If you surround yourself with negative, emotional people, you will become negative and emotional. If you constantly consume media that stirs anger, fear, or sadness, don't be surprised when you can't stay calm. You must protect your mind like you protect your wallet. What you watch, what you listen to, who you talk to, all of it programs you. Feed your brain calmness, clarity, and strength, and it will learn to stay there. Fourth, practice delayed gratification. This is one of the most powerful mood control tools on earth. Don't buy that thing just because you feel like it. Don't eat that food just because you crave it. Don't skip work because you're tired. Every time you delay gratification, you prove to yourself that you are in charge, not your feelings. Finally, reflect daily. At the end of every day, ask yourself, where did I lose control? Where did I win? Track it. Study yourself. Improvement is not accidental, it is intentional. You don't become a man of control by wishing for it. You build it brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day, until one day you wake up and realize that nothing and no one has the power to shake you. That is mastery. That is freedom. If you want to build wealth, you need to understand the enemy. And your enemy isn't the government, it isn't the economy, it isn't even your competition. Your biggest enemy is inside you. It's the emotions that take control and destroy everything you're trying to build. Wealth isn't lost because of lack of opportunity. Wealth is lost because people act out of anger, fear, pride, jealousy, and sadness. These 5 emotions are silent killers, and they have stolen more fortunes than recessions ever did. Anger is the first one, and it's the most expensive. Anger makes you burn bridges you still need to cross. It makes you fight battles you don't need to fight. It makes you lose your reputation, your focus, your time, and your leverage. A man who cannot control his temper loses deals, loses relationships, and loses respect. Anger makes you act in seconds in ways that cost you years. You might win the argument, but you lose the war. Fear is just as deadly. Fear stops you from taking the shot. Fear makes you stay in a job you hate, stay in a city you don't belong in, stay broke because you're scared to risk failure. Fear is why you never invest, why you never launch the business, why you never put yourself out there. Fear tricks you into thinking safety is smart, but safety keeps you small. Fear is the invisible prison that keeps men poor. Then comes pride. Pride is the emotion that kills growth. Pride stops you from learning because you think you already know. Pride keeps you from asking for help, from admitting mistakes, from changing your approach. Pride has made more men lose everything because they couldn't swallow it for 5 minutes and do what was necessary to win. Jealousy is a poison that rots your focus. Instead of building your own empire, you're staring at someone else's. Instead of learning from someone better, you're hating on them. Jealousy makes you bitter instead of better, and bitter men don't win. And then there's sadness, the silent killer. Sadness makes you stop moving. It makes you stop showing up, stop building, stop fighting. Sadness whispers that it's okay to quit, that it's okay to waste the day. But every day you waste, you fall further behind. You cannot afford to let these emotions live rent free in your mind. They will rob you of everything if you let them. You must see them, feel them, and refuse to let them control you. The man who learns to kill anger, silence fear, crush pride, reject jealousy, and rise above sadness, that man is unstoppable. And unstoppable men are the ones who build wealth while everyone else is stuck in the emotional storm. There is a reason the calm man wins. In every room, in every deal, in every battle, the man who keeps his composure holds the power. Chaos makes most people weak. Pressure makes them rush, makes them break, makes them panic. But the man who stays calm becomes the leader without even asking for the role. People look at him and think he knows what to do. Even if he hasn't said a word, calmness is power, calmness is control. Calmness is the ultimate advantage in a world where everyone is losing their mind. Becoming that man takes work. You have to choose stillness in the middle of storms. You have to practice patience when everything in you wants to scream and run. You have to slow down your reactions, slow down your breathing, and think. You cannot allow the world to force you into emotional moves. That's what average men do. That's what broke men do. They react. They throw punches they shouldn't throw. They speak words they shouldn't speak. They make decisions they regret. And then they pay for it with years of their life. When you are calm, you see clearly. You see opportunities other people miss because they are blinded by emotion. You negotiate better, you make better deals, you choose better partners, you avoid stupid fights, you keep your energy for battles that matter. Calmness lets you play the long game. While everyone else is playing checkers with their feelings, you are playing chess with your future. You must train yourself to stay calm when things go wrong. That's when it matters. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. Calmness only has value when there is pressure, when there is chaos, when there is pain. That is when you prove to yourself who is in control, you or your emotions. And here's the truth. Calmness is contagious. When you are calm, people trust you. They follow you. They believe in you. They put money in your hands because they know you will not lose it in a fit of panic. That's why calm men get rich, because everyone else gives them the power to make decisions when emotions are high. Becoming the calm man isn't just about money, though. It's about freedom. When nothing can shake you, you are free. When no insult can break your focus, when no fear can stop your action, when no sadness can make you quit, you are untouchable. You are dangerous in the best way possible. The calm man doesn't just win, he wins consistently. He wins today, tomorrow, next year, and 10 years from now. That is the man you must become. The man who is unshaken. The man who is steady in storms. The man who everyone looks to for direction. Because in a world full of chaos, the calm man always walks away with the crown.